Good day, Luis and James. You are enrolled with the course subject Personal Development. I am Bernardo E. Guillermo III, your teacher in this subject for the whole duration of the semester. But you can call me Sir Boy. Okay? Now, to have a background of this subject, allow me to share the quotation from a well-known Chinese philosopher and writer, Lao Tzu. And according to him, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is wisdom. Mastering others is strength, but mastering yourself is true knowledge. This quotation is all about how persons reflect upon themselves, understand who they are, accept what they discover about themselves, and learn new sets of values, attitudes, behavior, and even thinking skills to reach their fullest potential as human beings. Isn't it that the quote is very beautiful? Because it really denotes the human person as a whole person undergoing continuous development. So, let's talk about personal development. Personal development as a subject and also personal development as a concept. Okay? Personal development is a core subject offered to senior high school students. Okay? But when we say the concept of personal development, there are many questions that we can raise. Okay? And what do we mean really when we talk about personal development? What do we mean when we say the development of a person or a person undergoing personal development? But prior to that, allow me to say that a person like you moving toward one's goal entails obstacles along the way. And that is very true. Okay? Because as you go on reaching your ambitions, you're reaching your dreams in life, along the way, you will experience confusion, indecision, the feeling of insecurity, fear, and others. And so, with the help of personal development as a subject, okay, will let you be equipped with knowledge and decision-making skills along the journey. Because a young person like you who is starting to gamble into this world can get confused or feel lost. Again, a young person like you who is starting to gamble into this world can get confused or feel lost. So personal development then is significant in helping you to understand yourself and others better and will help you be equipped with the appropriate skills to relate with other people. And to have a clearer understanding on what personal development is, let us now start our journey and discover new things that could help us become better individuals. Okay? And now, human development covers the whole lifespan of human existence in relation to the three domains. Okay? And personal development is one's development and growth within the context of these three aspects of human development. Meaning to say, personal development coincide with the three aspects of human development. And with the help of personal development, it will let you unleash your potential in becoming a person who is self-actualized, a person who will become fulfilled, okay? A person who will become an asset of the society. And so, what are the three domains of human development? First, we have what we call the physical development. Okay? Physical development covers the growth of the body and the brain. and also the enhancement of our motor and sensory skills, and also including the physical health of an individual or a person. Okay, meaning to say, physical development refers to the physical attributes of a person and how the person undergoes development in his physical attributes. Now, the second domain of human development is what we call cognitive development. Okay? Cognitive development, on the other hand, covers our capacity to learn and also our ability to speak. But more deeply, okay, cognitive development enhances our ability to reason out and also to create. Okay? And third is we have psychosocial development. Okay? This development includes our social interaction with other people. Okay? And also our emotions, our attitudes, knowing our identity, our personality, and also belief and values. Okay? So these three domains of human development are very important. Okay? Because personal development cannot really push through without undergoing the three domains of human development. Okay? Are factors affecting human development. Okay? And what are these important factors? First, we have what we call heredity or the inborn traits, which are passed on by the generations of offspring from both sides of the parents. Okay? And this is a natural process by which physical and mental qualities are passed from parent to a child. Okay? Meaning to say that heredity refers to the heritable traits that are transmitted from one parent to offspring. And you must have to know that there are some behaviors called innate, okay, that comes from your genes, and this is possible because of the ability of our parents to undergo what we call biological processes by which particular characteristics are transmitted to us, their children. Okay? So that is heredity as one factor affecting human development. Okay. The second factor is what we call the environment. Okay? The environment is the world outside ourselves and also the experiences that result from our contact and interaction with this external world. Okay? It is also the condition that surrounds and affects the growth, health, and progression of someone. So environment here as a factor that affects human development, okay, refers to the things that is outside within us. Okay? Like for example, when you interact in your society is your environment. And social interaction is very important because human development undergo changes. Okay? And changes occur because of our transactions or interactions with the social environment. So environment really affects the development of a person aside from heredity. Okay. Another factor that affects human development is maturation. It is the natural progression of the brain and body that affects the cognitive, the psychological, and social dimensions of a person. In that given definition, maturation then is broad. It is very broad because maturation affects not only our physical development but also up to our social dealings with other people. Okay? So maturation then is a process. It is a process of learning to cope and react with situations that we experience along the way. But But how can we say that our coping mechanism and our reaction to a situation, whether we win or lose the fight, is called maturation? Okay? Ito yon. Sinasabi nila that maturation happens when we have an emotionally appropriate way of dealing, coping, or reacting to the situations that we are experiencing in the environment. Okay? There is an emotionally appropriate way. The question is, when we are being confronted with situations, when we are being challenged with situations in the environment, do we emotionally react in an appropriate way in dealing with that situation? Kasi sinasabi dito, a person is matured enough if he learns to cope and react to the challenging situation in an emotionally appropriate way. Okay? So meaning to say, maturation does not necessarily happen along with aging. Diba? Like for example, in that given picture, sa ganyang edad, nagaganyan pa siya. Or imagine yourself, were there times that you act immaturely? Yung nagiging weird kayo, given your age? Diba? So we cannot really say that we are already matured enough referring it to our age. Ako nga, diba? I'm already at the 30s. Pero I cannot really say that I'm already matured enough. Kasi challenging yung process na sinasabi sa maturation. Diba? That when we emotionally act and react to a situation in an appropriate way, we are already matured enough. Pero minsan, there are situations that we cope and react immaturely. Diba? Ayan. So again, maturation does not necessarily happen along with aging or physical growth. But it is a part of growth and development. Okay? So maturation then is a situation which a person must deal with at a young age, like you. And that will prepare individuals at young age for the next situations and so on until the person reaches adulthood or until individuals reach the stage of adulthood. Okay? Ayan. And, eto pa, maturation does not stop when physical growth ends. Actually, it is a continuous process through adulthood. And maturation only stops when life ends. Okay? So, our maturity is being challenged pala when we are being confronted with situations. And how do we cope and react with that situation? If we acted immaturely, or if we acted in a way that it is not appropriate, then we are not yet, or we cannot yet consider ourselves as mature people, mature persons. Okay? Because again, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, maturation pala is a process of learning to cope and react in an emotionally appropriate way. Napakahalaga yon. Emotionally appropriate way. In order for us to consider ourselves as a matured or as matured people. Okay? Let us deal with personality and personal development. Most of the time, we use personality and personal development in the same way. Okay? Kasi ang alam natin, they have the same meaning. Actually, there is a difference when we talk about personality development and personal development. Okay? Personality development, which is linked with personal development, is the sum total of a person's qualities. Okay? Both desirable and undesirable qualities. In short, okay, personality development or personality is what we are made of, and also the impact that we make on other people in our first meet, or as we call generally as first impression. That is personality, the concept of personality. Okay? It is the impact of what we make on other people. And personality development is the development of one's qualities, like the development of your emotions, your feelings, behavior, habits. Okay? And this is what makes a person unique and different from others. Yan. Okay? So the main components that we must have to determine when we talk about personality development. Siyempre, yung mga characteristic na meron tayo, yung personality natin. Okay? Our qualities as a person. Siyempre, mag-uumpisa yan in our physical qualities. How do we groom ourselves? Ano ang amoy natin sa iba? Diba? Up to our thinking. How do we communicate with other people? Pabalang ba tayong sumagot? Okay? Or do we always respect or use the words that will really show respect to other people when we deal with them? Diba? So, yun yung tinatawag nating personality development. When we develop our personal qualities like our emotions, our behavior, our dealings with other people. Siguro tatanungin niyo, sir, parang personal development naman yan. So, ang din ang pagkakaiba sa personal development. Later, we will talk about that. Now, it is a reality that the personality of individuals evolve all through their lifetime and at various stages. Okay? Some or all of these factors determine the type of behavior that is being exhibited. Okay? So some aspect of our personality then is inborn. Okay? While what we experience, see, and learn all play a role in who we eventually become. May I again repeat that? There are some aspects of our personality that are inborn. Okay? While there are also aspects of our personality that we experience, we see, and we learn. Okay? And this will play a role in who we eventually become someday. Okay? Some of the first influences that we receive from our parents affect the way we behave, and the type of personality we develop. Kaya nga, madalas sinasabi nila, kasi ganyan sila sa bahay nila. Diba? Because the first influence that we experience is the influence that we have from our parents. Okay? And that influence affects us the way we behave and the type of personality that we are going or that we may develop. Okay? Like for example, those children who were shown adequate love and care by their parents or guardians usually grow up to have a healthy character. And while those who lack this development or who lack this adequate love and care can be developed into a certain dysfunctional character and behavior. And that is true. That is scientifically proven. Okay? Sabi nga nila, kahit identical twins yung mga yan, okay? Kung paghihiwalayin mo sila sa magkaibang environment, they will grow up differently. Okay? And for those who were shown adequate love and care or caress, they will really develop and grow to have a healthy character. Unlike those who were raised and who lack this kind of love and care. Okay? Actually, they will develop certain dysfunctional character and behavior. Yan. How about personal development? Okay. Personal development deals with needs and issues within an individual, and these are very sensitive and very personal to that individual. Okay. What are these needs? Later on, we will go along the hierarchy of needs by Maslow. Okay? But going back to personal development, it is a process in which persons reflect upon themselves, okay? Understand who they are, accept what they discover about themselves, or learn and unlearn set of values, attitudes, and thinking skills to reach their fullest potential as human beings. Okay? So personal development, therefore, encompasses all qualities that are related to personality development. Kagaya nga ng sinabi natin kanina, personality development is linked to personal development. But personal development is broader compared to personality development. Because personal development encompasses all the characteristics, all the qualities, all the traits that are related to personality development. Okay? It is through personal development that we develop our qualities, our personality, okay? But not only developing our personality, but also improving ourselves to bring out the best in ourselves and others as well. Okay? Ayan. Personal development, therefore, will lead you to finding yourself. Okay? If that is not who you are today, then find yourself. Ask yourself. Ask yourself, who am I? Ba? And personal development can help you find your true identity. Okay? And the main components that we need to look into when we talk about personal development are, una, siyempre self-motivation. Then finding the meaning or purpose of life. Positivity and attitude. Okay? Those are the components of personal development. Much broader and much deeper compared to the components that the personality development may offer. Okay? Okay, now look at this for us to better understand the importance of personal development. Personal development occurs as a result of an individual's decision to make his life better. It requires personal effort and consistent planning in order for the person to succeed in life. Okay? Meaning to say, at every stage of our lives, there are things that we should do that will help improve our position in life. Okay? It is a process that is targeted at improving our skills and abilities. According to Zorka Hereford, if you want to know about Zorka Hereford, okay, maganda yung sinabi niya sa kanyang librong 9 Essential Life Skills. Okay? Zorka Hereford here, defined personal development as the process of striving to be the best that you can be in order to reach and realize your full potential. Di ba napakaganda ng ino-offer ng personal development? It is not only the development of our qualities, but also it offers, okay, the mechanisms or the processes in order for us to strive to be the best that we can be. Okay? So personal development then is a journey of self-discovery. Okay? A journey of self-improvement and a journey of self-realization. Okay? To end our discussion of personality development and personal development, try to reflect on this. Personality development changes the way we act. Personal development, on the other hand, changes the way we are. Napakalalim, di ba? But try to reflect on that. Okay? Now it's time for us to discuss and be aware about humanistic psychology. Do you have any understanding about humanistic psychology? Actually, this is a school of thought that gave birth to the contemporary understanding of personal development. And it started during the 1950s when humanistic and positive psychology is being known to the world, especially in the world of psychology. Okay? But what is very fascinating and very important in the discussion of humanistic psychology as a school of thought is that it deals with personal growth and meaning. Okay? It deals with how we find ourselves and give meaning to the life that we are living. Okay? As we are in our way of reaching our fullest potentials as individuals. Napakaganda, di ba? Ng focus ng humanistic psychology. And there were two proponents of this school of thought. Okay? They were Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers. Do you know these psychologists? They were very prominent. And until now, pinag-uusapan pa rin natin yung kanilang contributions sa humanistic psychology. Okay? To give you a background about Maslow and Rogers, okay? Maslow, as we all know, theorized the 5 stages of human development, okay? Based on the hierarchy of needs, giving the self-actualization need as the highest peak of needs that a human can attain. While Carl Rogers, in his psychotherapy practice, he theorized that the individual has within himself the capacity and the tendency to move forward toward maturity. If we're going to compare the works of Maslow and Rogers, we can determine or identify the similarities. That their works leads to the reaching of the potential of an individual. Ayan. So, we will learn more about these two as we go on with our discussion about humanistic psychology. What do we know about Maslow in the world of psychology? To have a background about Maslow, he was born in 1908 in New York, USA. And referring to his educational attainment, he earned all his degrees in psychology from the University of Wisconsin. From his bachelor's degree to his master's, and in becoming PhD, okay, in the realm or in the world of psychology. But in the 1950s, this was the highest point in the life, the peak point in the life of Maslow, when he became one of the founders and driving forces of humanistic psychology. And his theories on the hierarchy of needs, as you can see in the picture, okay, became fundamental subjects in the humanist movement. Because he argued that a person can undergo all the stages of development until he reaches self-actualization as the final stage of human needs. We will look into that, and we will know those stages of needs in the hierarchy of needs of Maslow. Talk about the hierarchy of needs by Maslow. Okay. Maslow first introduced his concept of a hierarchy of needs in his 1934 paper, A Theory of Human Motivation, and his subsequent book, Motivation and Personality. Okay? And in the hierarchy of needs, Maslow theorized the 5 stages of human development based on the hierarchy of needs. And the hierarchy, as you can see, is most often displayed in a pyramid or as a pyramid. The lowest levels of the pyramid are made up of the most basic needs of humans, while the upper complex needs are located at the top of the pyramid. Okay? So that is the hierarchy of needs in a pyramidal representation by Maslow. So what are the type of needs being shown in the hierarchy of needs by Maslow? First, we have what we call the physiological needs. Okay, these include the most basic needs that are vital to survival, like the need for water, food, air, and sleep. But according to Maslow, he believed that these needs are the most basic and instinctive needs in the hierarchy. And that is a reality. Actually, the psychological needs are the foundations of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay? As we can see, it includes the need to survive. Yan. Physiological needs are also requirements before we can go up to the next stage of the hierarchy of needs of Maslow. Okay? Because if physiological needs are not met, the human body struggles to function. Okay? And when the human body struggles to function, he loses the ability to move forward in attaining the higher needs of man. Okay? As we can see in the hierarchy of needs of Maslow. The second one is security needs. When we say security needs, these include needs for security and safety. Meaning, safety and security needs are about keeping us safe from what? From whom? Okay? From harm. From whom? From people who have the tendency to hurt us. Okay? And from the environment, the natural environment that may put us in danger. Okay? So security needs include shelter, job security, health and safe environments, and other things that are related to our safety and security needs. Okay? Now, if a person does not feel safe in an environment, he will seek to find safety before there is an attempt to meet to any higher level of needs. Meaning to say that a person, before meeting the other higher needs, must have to secure not only the physiological needs, but also the safety needs or the security needs. Because you cannot really move forward if you are not secure in your environment. Okay? You cannot really develop further if you are not secured and safe in your environment. So a person must have to look for safety first before going up and achieving the coming stages of needs in the hierarchy of needs of Maslow. Okay? The third need is the social needs. Okay? And these include needs for belonging, love, and affection. So relationship is very important here when we talk about social needs. Relationships such as friendship, romantic attachment, our relationship with our family will help us fulfill these needs for companionships and acceptance. Napakahalaga yon. Okay? Although Maslow considered these needs to be less basic than physiological and security needs, it is still very important for us to fulfill this need, okay? Because these needs are important part of psychological development, okay? Because our relationship with others help reduce emotional concerns such as depression or anxiety. Sabi nga nila, if you are involved in a social, community, or religious groups, these groups can help you attain social needs. Okay? And social needs refers also to the need to have relationship with others in a good way, in a nice way. Because if you have relationship but it will destroy your social needs, then it will not really help you to become a person who is able to communicate and interact with other people in the environment. Okay? So again, social needs may be less basic according to Maslow, but it is important part of our psychological development because our relationship to other people will help us cope up with the challenges that we deal along the way and help us reduce emotional concerns such as depression or anxiety. Again, as they say, gas-gas na to, pero napaka-importante pa rin, that to meet social needs, you must have to interact with other people because no man is an island. Okay? Okay, the next stage in the hierarchy of needs of Maslow is the STEAM needs. Yan. And STEAM needs include the need for things that reflect self-esteem, personal worth, social recognition, and accomplishments. Okay? So we can see at the hierarchy of needs that after the first three needs have been satisfied, esteem needs become increasingly important. Okay? Esteem needs refer to the need for respect and also the need to boost your self-esteem and self-confidence because these needs are the basis for human desire, okay, to be accepted and be valued by others. Because remember, throughout our lives, we participate in activities either professionally or as hobbies that give us a sense of accomplishment and a sense of belongingness. Okay? So self-esteem needs become increasingly important when we already satisfied the first three needs in the hierarchy of needs. Susunod na tong esteem needs pag ganon. Okay? And in this hierarchy of needs, we are now ready to involve ourselves to other people so that we will find also and boost our self-confidence, our personal worth, and our social recognition to other people. Okay? Maganda din kasi sa feeling na tayo ay ina-admire, we are being recognized by others, kasi nakaka-boost talaga yon ng confidence ng isang tao. At mas dinedevelop niya yung ating pamamaraan, our way of interacting with other people. Okay? Yan. And lastly, but not the least, in the hierarchy of needs of Maslow is self-actualization needs. This is the highest in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it refers to self-actualizing people who are self-aware, concerned with personal growth, less concerned with the opinions of others, and interested in fulfilling their potentials. What does that mean? Self-actualization means it is the desire of an individual for self-fulfillment, to become actualized. And you must have to know that being self-fulfilled is not about having all the materials that you need in life. Okay? Because when we say self-actualization, it is the realization of a person's potential, a realization of self-fulfillment, and also the realization in seeking personal growth and peak experiences. Okay? As Maslow described, this level is the desire to accomplish everything that one can and to become the most that one can be. Okay? So it is not all about the materials for you to become happy. Being actualized means you are truly happy because you achieve the highest point in your life. Okay? It does not necessarily mean that you are rich, you have a lot of money, Okay? The main purpose here, why people undergo self-actualization needs, is for them to become truly happy. Like for example, musician must make music, an artist must paint, a poet must write if he is to be ultimately happy. Okay? An artist who has never made a profit of his art, for example, but he is still paid or he still paints because it is fulfilling and makes him happy, is an example of self-actualization. Okay? Or a father who gets a sense of purpose and responsibility from raising his children to be a positive force and a law-abiding citizen in the world. Okay? Is an example of self-actualization. Yan. Or for example, in our case as employee, even though we receive minimal amount of salary, but we wanted to be truly happy, and it is not about the money that we receive, but because we have the ever-increasing skills to improve the life of others. That we have these skills that we wanted to share to the young people so that later on, when they go to the process of maturation, they will also be considered as self-actualized people and have the gut and also have the responsibility to share what they have to other people. Okay? So meaning to say, self-actualization or people who are self-actualized are those who wanted to really become happy. Okay? Those people who are already happy in their life, in their lives, regardless of what they have in life. Okay? Hope you get that. Another prominent proponent of humanistic psychology was Carl Rogers. Born in 1902, widely considered to be one of the founding fathers of psychotherapy research. And for your information, the works of Rogers are still being used today, especially in the field of counseling and psychotherapy. Rogers was also an awardee for distinguished scientific contributions, awarded by the American Psychological Association in 1956. And he was also considered to be an influential American psychologist in the US during his prime. Okay? This is Carl Rogers and the animated Carl Rogers. Napakaamo ang mukha, di ba? Yan. And he was also regarded to be a great counselor. Magaling magbigay ito ng counseling para sa mga tao lang nangangailangan. Okay? Na mapakinggan yung kanilang mga hinanaing sa buhay. Yan. So that was Carl Rogers. The well-known contribution of Carl Rogers in psychology was his person-centered approach. What is this approach? This is a unique approach of Rogers, a unique way of understanding personality and human relationships. Because this approach was found to be effective in its application in various domains such as psychotherapy and counseling. Why it is unique? Because this type of therapy diverges from the traditional model of the therapist as expert and move instead toward a non-directive and more empathic approach that empowers and motivates the client in the therapeutic process. Okay? And this therapy is unique because it is based also on Rogers' belief that every human being strives for and has the capacity to fulfill his or her own potential. Okay? So it means that the person-centered approach is literally an approach centered to the person. That the person is a human being capable of striving and fulfilling his or her own potential. So as you can observe, there is somewhat similarity in the work of Abraham Maslow and in the work of Carl Rogers. And that there is a fulfillment that needs to be fulfilled by a person. Okay? How did Rogers describe a fully functioning person who is capable of fulfilling and achieving his dreams in life? Actually, Carl Rogers theorized that a fully functioning person is an individual who has within himself the capacity and the tendency to move forward toward maturity. Either this capacity is not yet evident to the person or it is already evident to the person. And a fully functioning person, according to Rogers, has the following characteristic. First is the person has a growing openness to experience. It means moving away from being defensive and ready to try new things. This denotes receptivity or interest to new ideas and new experiences. And to become a growing, fully functioning person that is open to experience, okay, first, the person must be personal. What do we mean by that? It means do not try to be something that you are not or someone else. Just be yourself. Because people who are open to experience tend to be intellectually curious, creative, and also imaginative. Okay? And uh, in a research that has been made, a person who is open to experience shows literally that he sees the world differently. Or such people who are open to experience view the world as a different world, a world that is full of potentials and fulfillment. Okay? So that's the first characteristic of a fully functioning person. Second characteristic of a fully functioning person is an increasingly existential lifestyle. Okay? What do we mean by existential lifestyle? Actually, this is based on existentialism that states that our lives have no inherent meaning or purpose, but rather it is the purpose we create for our lives that gives them a sense of meaning. Okay? You need to create your own meaning in life. And people are considered free agents who have control over their choices and actions. And to enjoy life for them is to make real, is to make the real, or is to make real use of it. Be happy from within. Make yourself proud. Feel thankful for whatever you have and enjoying the life to the fullest. Okay? That is what we meant by existential lifestyle. Living each moment fully, be happy, and be thankful of what you have, whatever it is, and just enjoy life. So when a person enjoys life, it follows that there is an increase of self-trust. That is why the third characteristic of a fully functioning person is an increasing organism trust. This means that you are trusting yourself and trusting your own judgment and ability to choose the behavior that is appropriate for each moment. Because if you are aware of the 8 stages of human development by Erik Erikson, okay, that the first foundation of human development is about basic trust. Trust is very important in order for a person to become self-fulfilled person, capable of moving forward and achieving fulfillment in life. Okay? Trusting yourself is one of the most helpful things you can do for you in your life. Why? Because, or how? Because it can help build your confidence. Allow others also to trust you more and make the process of decision making much easier. To trust yourself, all you need to do is to make an effort, self love, and find the ability to look inward. Looking inward means looking at yourself first. Assess it. What am I capable of doing? Okay? Do I trust myself so that I can be a successful person someday? Okay? That is what we meant by the ability of looking ourselves inward. Looking yourself inward means say, be your whole self. It's your whole self that you can trust. And it's your whole self. The whole you will make you become the person that you can be. Okay? Now, the fourth characteristic of a fully functioning person is the freedom of choice. Actually, you are aware of the meaning of the freedom of choice, right? That we have the right to exercise our freedom in any manner or in any way that we want to exercise it, except where such act may obstruct or trample others, okay, from exercising our freedom. This means that in the exercise of our freedom, we are being able to make a wide range of choices more fluently. But we also still consider other people, okay, in exercising our freedom. If we put ourselves into exercising freedom at the expense of others, that is not freedom of choice. That is already trampling the rights of other people. Okay? So the freedom of choice here as a fully functioning person refers to our behavior that can really determine what are the best choices or what are the choices that we must have to choose so that our life will become more meaningful and so that we can also become fulfilled person. Okay? Another characteristic of a fully functioning person is creativity. Okay? This means that you are more free to be creative, more creative in a way that you adapt to your own circumstances without feeling a need to conform most of the times. Okay? Because creativity is the act of turning new and imaginative ideas into reality. It is the ability of one person to perceive the world in new ways, okay? To find patterns or to make connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena. And in that connection, you can generate solutions. Okay? Being creative also means taking risks, ignoring your doubt, and facing fears. Okay? Because you are a thinking person. Being creative means you are thinking. Yan. Of a fully functioning person in the person-centered approach of Carl Rogers is reliability and constructiveness. And what do we mean by this? This means that a person can be trusted to act constructively because a person who acts constructively will promote further development or advancement and considers the outcome not only for himself but to other members of the society as well. So, as constructive persons, we therefore consistently seek win-win interactions, okay? Helping others enjoy the resources of strength, the community, freedom, the enjoyment of time, and of course, the enjoyment of love. Okay? So you must also be a constructive person so that you can build with other people, a society, that is harmonious, a society that will really look into the capacity, the ability, and also the flaws of individuals. And they will always seek a win-win solution for that problem. Okay? Lastly, but of equal importance, is the characteristic of a rich full life. A rich full life here does not mean having a lot of money. It is not just about the money. Okay? The life of the fully functioning person is a rich, full, and exciting life that allows the person to experience joy and pain, love and heartbreak, fear and courage in a more intense, full manner. Okay? And it is a reality that we are all experiencing problems in life. But life may be full of hardship, life may be full of trials, life may be full of cacti, as you can see in our picture, but you don't have to sit on any of it. Meaning to say, do not focus much on your problems. Because a reachful life is a life that overcomes consequences and become triumphant at the end. Okay? Wow. Indeed, Maslow and Rogers are telling us that we must live a life filled with joy and laughter, and at the same time, taking into account those things that we need to fulfill. So enjoy every moment, enjoy your weekend, and I hope to see you next week for a more indulging discussion about personal development. Good luck and God bless. Bye.